What we were discussing in the last class?
User-defined information.
Daytime
Date.
user-defined information.
With that, we have completed informator. I told you informator is nothing but it is a special instruction that we use to read the data into SAS. And I told you we can classify user-defined information into character informats, numerical, day to time, date and time informats. That is what we have seen in the last class. And in today's class, we are going to discuss about the next important attribute, which is a format. What is in a format? So for example, in the in-stream data, I have data value like this one. Tell me, what was the information I used to read this data? I used comma 5 dot.
Comma.
When I use a comma 5 dot, how the data has been stored in SAS now? In SAS, the data has been stored as in a standard 5000. Okay, as in a standard 5000 without any special characters. Now the sponsor is asking again, he wants to have the data like this one. So he wants to display the data, again comma symbol. Okay, so if you want to display again the comma symbol, so in the backend, the data should always be saved as a standard pure numerical value. So now to display again data in a specific manner, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use a format statement. By the way, whatever the comma 5 dot that I used here, what this is called? This was called as an in format. Now I want to display data in a certain way. So now what I should apply now? I should apply the format. So now what is the difference between in format and format? In format is to read the data into SAS. So why we are using in format? To read the data into SAS. Okay. And then what is the format will do? Format to write the data. Okay. To write the data into output data set. If you want to present in a specific manner, we are going to apply the format. అంటే ఫార్మాట్ అంటే కనుక డేటాని సాస్ లోపలికి రీడ్ చేయడం కోసం ఇన్ఫర్మేట్ అంటే ఫార్మాట్ అంటే ఏంటనేది టు డిస్ప్లే ద డేటా ఇన్ సర్టెన్ వే. Now how we can define format? A format is a special instruction. Special instruction that we use to write the data into output data set. If you carefully observe for informat, we use a keyword called to read the data. Now we are writing to write the data. To read the data means to get the data into SAS. To write the data in the sense to display the data in a certain way. Understand this one? And again, a format you can classify into 5 ways. The first one we call it as a character format, and the second one is called as a numerical format. The third one is day-to-time, daytime formats, and column binary, but we don't use this column binary formats anymore, and we have a column binary format. And finally, we have user-defined format. User-defined format. Could you able to follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, we'll discuss about the first one, which is character formats. What is the character format? How we can explain this one? Character format is a special instruction that we use to write the data into output data set. To write the data into output data set, we use a format. Okay. And again, what are the formats that we have? And luckily, the same informat, the same character informat can also work as a format. The same character informat will also work as a format. So we no need to write separate format. We no need to write separate format. The same information will also work as in a format. The best example, variable dollar symbol, variable dollar with dot, and then what is the other one you have seen? Remember, variable dollar char
Care.
with dot.
Care with the dot.
The same information can also work as in a format. Now see, say for example, I want to create a data set. I want to create a data set. I'm taking few lines of in-stream data. Okay. Now I'm taking the data. I want to create a data set. I am writing data ds1 semicolon input. I want to have ID, name, age, sex, salary, and then I'm writing data lines. You know that, right? You will not get the data in the name and sex because we have a character data. What we should do, we should write an information. What is the information I can write now? Of the name dollar symbol, of the sex dollar symbol. Now this dollar symbol will work as a both in format and format. So it is useful to read the data into SAS, to display the data again into the variable. So now the name dollar symbol, sex dollar symbol is example for variable dollar symbol. So the same character format will also work as a character format. But by the way, we do not require, by default, that the length of the variable is going to be 8. We do not require 8. So I require maximum 6 only. I'm writing a $6 dot. And for the sex, how much you require? 1 dot. But what is the problem in this program? We should
Colon.
specify a colon
Right.
symbol before the dollar symbol. Now select the program and execute it. We have a DS1 data set. Now can you see, now we have the data, but the name variable length is going to be 6. Can you see? The same dollar symbol, $6 dot is working with as an in format, and it is also working as in a format. Can you see this one? The same dollar symbol, $6 dot we have in format and format. And in the same way, if I open the Excel value, can you see what is the format that we have? $1 dot. And what is the format that we have? That is also $1 dot. So now this is example for dollar with the dot. Now I want to create a data set and demo. I'm writing input. I want to have, say, for example, name and age. So I want to have a name character variable dollar symbol, then data lines. I want to write a few lines of data. I'm writing, say, for example, I'm writing Sri Ramakrishna or something, and it is 23. And I'm writing, say, for example, Krishna or something. Now I want to have it as 21. I'm writing, say, for example, ish 20. I'm writing, say, for example, x 19. I want to create a data set now. So the length of the Sri Ramakrishna, if you want to read all the data successfully without any truncation, you require, 7, 10, 13, 14. Now I'm writing name $14 dot. Now if I execute the program, I'm going to get the data, that is fine. But that, in the second, third, and fourth observation, I took some leading spaces. SAS is going to read the data, but by default, since it's a character data, it is aligning the data onto the left side because character data will align onto the left side. But what I want to do, I want to have those spaces in the second, third observation, and fourth observation as it is in the data set also. If you want to take those initial spaces as it is in the data set also, now what I should write now? I'm going to specify
Char.
$14 dot. Now, if I execute the program, we are going to have a demo. Can you see in the second, third, and the fourth observation, we have spaces as it is. Understand this one? So this is about $char with dot. So dollar symbol, dollar with dot, and $char with dot works as a both in format and format. You no need to write both separate. The same in format will also work as in a format. Now, once you're done with the character and formats, the next one that we have is numerical formats. What the numerical formats will do? it writes the data. It writes numerical data into output variables. It writes the numerical data into output variable. Say, for example, now this is my data. Now I want to create a data set. Now I'm writing the program. Data, I want to have a data set DS2. I'm writing input, ID, name, character variable $symbol, age, sex, character variable $symbol, then the salary. Now, can somebody tell me what the information I should write for the salary?
Comma.
Comma.
Six
Comma
dot.
6 dot.
Comma
Where?
6 dot.
Very good. Where should I write the
After
comma?
Beside
After
salary.
the salary.
Beside the salary or
After
otherwise?
the salary or
After
after input statement.
separate
Very
information.
good. You can write a separate information statement for which variable you want to apply?
Salary.
Salary. What is the information you want to
Comma.
apply?
Comma 6
Comma
dot.
6 dot.
Semicolon.
Very good. Now, when you use a comma 6 dot, how the SAS is going to store the salary value?
50,000
Without
50,000.
It will save in the PDV, it will save the data value without any special characters as a pure standard numerical data. 50 comma 000 will store as a 50,000 without comma. And 25 comma 000 will store as a 25,000 without any special character. That is how SAS is going to store numerical data as a standard data. Okay. Now, the response is asking, he wants to display comma again into the output data set. అంటే నాకు మళ్ళీ బయట కనిపించేటప్పుడు I want to display comma. Now, if you want to display comma, now what we should do? We need to apply a format. Where we should write the format? And remember, in format, we can write either in the input statement of the variable name or separate information statement. But if you want to apply the format, you should always write a format as separate statement. Always separate statement. For which variable you want to apply format? Salary variable, write the variable name. What you want to have? I want to have comma again. That means I want to display my data. In the backend, we have a data like this one, 50,000. Now I want to display 50 comma 000. Now what we should do? Now we should write a format comma. But after writing a comma, what the length it is going to get required? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what we should write? You should write comma 6 dot semicolon. So if you want to have a comma, you should write the comma 6 dot. Now I'm executing the program. We have a DS2 data set. Now can you see what we have now? In the salary, we have comma as this. But whatever the comma we are seeing, this is only temporary display. In the backend, how the salary value will be no? In the backend, the salary will be as a standard 50,000. Whatever the comma symbol you are seeing here, this is only for temporary display purpose. Understand this one? So format is only temporary output display. In the backend, we are going to have only the original values. Clear, everybody? Now,
సార్ తర్వాత ఎప్పుడైనా డేటా సెట్ ఓపెన్ చేసినప్పుడు కూడా స్టాండర్డ్ డేటానే కనిపిస్తుంది సార్.
no, when you open the data set, since you have written the format statement, this format is going to be get associated with variable.
ఓకే.
But in the PDV, the data will be in a standard format.
సార్ ఇన్ఫర్మేట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కూడా ఉండాలా సార్?
Because we have comma symbol, no? Informate, you no need a separate statement. If you want, where we can write informate? You can write informate directly in the
Beside
input
salary.
statement. After the variable names, besides the salary, here also you can write it.
కాదు సార్, ఫార్మాట్ యూస్ చేసేటప్పుడు
No, that's what I'm going to tell you. No, this is my data.
Okay.
If this is the data, do we require informate?
No.
No.
No,
See,
sir.
I'm writing, say, for example, data. I'm writing DS3. I'm writing directly input, ID, name $symbol, age, sex $symbol, then salary semicolon. But the Swans is asking, he wants to have a comma. He wants to display it as a salary with a comma. Then again, what should I do? I should apply a format. Now, if you want to apply a format, what is the statement you should write? Format. Which variable you want to apply? I want to apply for the salary. Now I want to have a comma symbol. If you want to have a comma symbol, you should write COMMA, comma. After writing comma, how much width you require? How much you require? 6 dot. No, because we have the 28,000, 25,000, 50,000. No, if you have a 50,000, if I keep a comma, then how much that it is going to be?
6.
6.
That's I'm writing a comma 6 dot. Select the program, execute it. Now, can you see? We have comma symbol. So what you can understand, if you want to use a format, you no need to have informat. Informat is only to read the data. Once you read the data, it doesn't matter whether you have used informat or format. If you want to have in certain way, you should apply the format. Understand this one? Now the data is same. Tell me, if I'm not using a format, how the data is going to be in the backend? This data, standard 50,000, right? But now the sponsor is asking, he wants to have like this one. He doesn't want to have a comma. He wants to have a dollar symbol. Now, when we have a standard, now we can write a format for which variable, salary variable. Now I'm going to $6 dot. Now what it is going to display? It is going to display a dollar symbol. Understand? That's why I'm saying format is only temporary display. When we have it that you can, whatever the format you want, you can apply. Just like, to appear in a certain way, how we use different types of fashion wear, designer wear. So in that way, a format is just a temporary display, just like in a markup. Now the sponsor is asking, he wants to have like this one. What he wants to have?
$6.
He wants to have a dollar symbol. No, he wants to have a dollar symbol. He wants to have a comma symbol also. Tell me the width. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, right? Now, what is the format? I told you when we have a comma dollar together, what is the highest priority is going to have?
Dollar.
We should write $7 dot.
7 dot.
Now, if I specify the $7 dot, I'm going to have a comma symbol and a dollar symbol both. But it's only for temporary. In the backend, how we are going to have this value? That will be only standard 50,000.
Standard format.
Without any special characters. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, the sponsor wants to have in this way. What he wants to have? He wants to have a comma symbol. He wants to have a dollar symbol, and he wants to have 2 decimals also. Then what is the format you should write? Can you please count the bit? 1, 2, 3,
10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.2.
$10.
Now,
10 dot.
with the same salary, now this time I'm writing format for salary $10.2. Yes, sir. Now, even though you do not have a decimals in the original data, it will print .00. Understand this one? But if you want to have only 1 decimal, what I should do? Like this one.
$1.
10.1.
You put 10 on the చూడండి.
Nine.
Formats are
$9.1.
9.1. So I am going to write a $9.1. Now we are going to have, $50, 50 comma 000.110. Now this is how he wants to have. He wants to have like this one. He doesn't want to have a comma. He doesn't want to have a dollar symbol, but he wants to have a 2 decimals. Now, with the 2 decimals, can you please count the width? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, simply what I'm going to write now, I am going to specify format. For which variable? Salary variable. What is the format we want to have? What is the length that we have? 8.2. You don't need to write a comma dollar now. Simply the total length dot decimals. Now select the program, execute the program. Now in the DS3 without comma and a dollar symbol, but I have it 2 decimals. Clear, everybody?
సార్ డాలర్
Yes.
అండ్ కామా ఉన్నప్పుడు డాలర్ విత్ డాట్ రాసాం సార్. మరి ఓన్లీ డాలర్ అండ్ కామా ఉన్నప్పుడు కూడా డాలర్ మాత్రమే కావాలి అని.
Come again, I didn't get you.
డాలర్ అండ్ కామా క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు, స్పెషల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు డాలర్ విత్ డాట్ రాసాం కదా సార్.
Informate. Okay.
ఫార్మాట్.
No. How we want to have? Tell me. In the data, I have 50,000. Okay. How we want to display now? Tell me.
ఫార్మాట్ డాలర్
What?
ప్లస్ కామా
You want to have a dollar symbol
అండ్
and
ఆల్సో
then
కామా.
50,000.
Now count the width.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7.
7.
You know, if you write a $6 dot, if you write a $6 dot, how it is going to display? It is going to display $50,000. Okay. But
Okay.
if you specify $7 dot, then how it will display? $50, 000.
Oh, okay.
That means if you give one extra width, so it is going to print a comma also.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anybody? Any doubts? So that means what you can say, comma w dot d, comma w dot d, and then $w dot d works as both informat and format. But informat should write either in the input statement or a separate informat statement. But a format where we should write always,
After
we should write a format in a separate statement. Okay.
only after
So
input statement.
you can write a statement. No, anywhere you can write the program, not a problem. You can that order is not mandatory. You can write in any order.
Sir, one show character format.
Character format. Now the same information can also work as a character format. You no need to write separately. The same information will also work as a format.
Okay, sir.
Anybody? Any doubts? Okay then. Now this is my data. I want to create a data set. Now I'm writing data, DS1, input, ID, name, dollar symbol, age, sex, dollar symbol, then salary, semicolon, then I'm writing data lines. And finally, do you require any other than the name, dollar symbol, sex, do you require any information? We don't require because
No, sir.
number, salary is a standard data, but that is fine. Now, in the data set, do you know how the ID values will be? How the ID values will be stored in data set?
1,
1, 2, 3, 4.
In the in-stream data, I have 001, but in the data set, we are going to have only 1. Because anyway, ID is a numerical variable. If you write how many zeros before the numerical data, it is going to be no value, right? It's going to be useless. 001 is nothing but 1, isn't it? Or if you even though you have a 00001, it is equal to 1 only, no? Say for example,
Yes, sir.
if you have a 001, 0001 is equal to what? 1 only.
1.
So that means if you have how many initial zeros, it doesn't matter. So that's why in the data, since even they have taken 001, when I execute the program in the data set, the 001 is reading it as a 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. But what I want to do in the data set, I want to display again as a 001. But As I said, initial zeros will not have any value. Even though if you keep 10 zeros also, it is going to be only one. But if you want to have initial zeros, what I should do? I should read as a character data, isn't it? If I specify dollar symbol, now ID is going to become a character variable. So since it's a character data, it will read 001. But what is the problem with ID now? ID is not a numerical variable, it is a character variable, isn't it? Since I specified the dollar symbol.
Yes, sir.
But I do not want to read as a character. I want to read as a numerical data, but I want to have those initial zeros as it is. In the numerical data, if you want to display initial zeros, leading zeros, now we are going to use a format called ZW dot. What is the format that we have? ZW dot. Z is 0, W stands for the width. Now I want to have 001. Now tell me how much width I want to have. 1, 2,
3.
3. I want to have zeros. I want to padding with zeros. So now in the ID way, for the ID variable, now how to apply the format, by the way?
Format
First we have
You
to
should
write
pass
format.
the statement.
ID.
For which variable I want to apply?
ID.
You should write
ID.
Z3
Z
dot.
3
Z.
dot.
Okay.
Since we have original value 1, since I'm asking for Z3 dot, it is going to add pad with 2 zeros. Now, can you see? It is a numerical variable. And can you see what is the format we are applying? Z3 dot. You know what is going to happen if I specify Z5 dot? Since we have original value 1, how many zeros is going to padding with now?
4 zeros.
4 zeros.
So because I want to have a total width 5. Now select the program and execute the program. We have a DS1 data set. Now can you see how we have? We have 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So whenever you want to have initial zeros, what is the format we can write? We can ZW dot. And by the way, it works as a only format. You do not require it as an in format. Understand this one?
Yes, sir.
So what is Z mean?
0.
0.
Okay.
Sir, it works only for leading zeros.
Yes. Now, data. I'm creating a data set called DS2. I'm writing input. I have a hall ticket number. Then I have a marks. I'm writing data lines. So hall ticket number 101. And marks is 89%. 102, it is 56%. 103, 75%. 104, 81%. And then we have a 105. It is 84%. And finally, we have 106. 106, it is 77%. Now, I want to read this data. But how am I going to get the data in the marks variable?
No.
No, because we have a special character, right? Now tell me, what is the information I should use now?
Percent.
Percent
Three dot.
with the dot.
Percent? 3 dot.
3 dot.
3 dot.
I told you, when write a percent 3 dot, how the 89% will be saved in SAS?
0.8.
87% will be saved as an A. So when I use a percent, very good. Percent 3 dot, if I use a percent 3 dot in format, now it is going to save it as an A 0.89.
0.89.
Now, again, in the data set, I want to display it as an 89%. I want to display this way. Again, if you want to display in that way, what I should write now? I should write a format. Again, what is the format you should write now? You should write a percent like this one. Then what you should write? You know, when writing a percent format, minimum you should, even though it is, if you want to have 89%, still you should write minimum 5 dot. Minimum you should 5 dot, even though you require only 89%. Now I want to display, first of all, I'm executing. Now, can you see how the 89% is storing in SAS? As a 0.89 and 56% as a 0.56. Yes, I want to display again as in a percent. Now, what is the statement I should write now? I should write a format statement. For which variable I want to apply? I want to apply for the marks variable. Now you should write a percent phi dot. Now select the program and execute the program. We have TF2 data set. Now can you see how the 89% 0.89 is displaying now? 0.89 displaying as an 89%. And the 0.56 is displaying as a 0.56. Understand this one? But now I want to display like this one, 89.00%. Even though we do not have it in the data originally 0.00, I want to display 2 decimals. I told you already minimum we should do percent phi dot. Now how much extra that we require? 6, 7, 8. So the total width is going to be 8, but how many decimals I want to have?
2 decimals.
Now what I should write now? I should write percent 8.2. Now I'm selecting the program, I'm executing the program. We are going to have a DF2 data set. Now can you see how this 89% is displaying now? 89% is displaying as an 89.00%. Clear everybody?
So can you explain it again?
Sure. Now, in the raw data, when we have a 89%, what was the information that I used? Remember, we used percent 3 dot because we have a total width 1, 2, 3. When I use percent 3 dot informate, how SAS is storing the 89%? It is storing it as an 0.89. But again, I want to display as an 89%. If I want to display as an again 89%, even though it required that the width it is appearing only 3, well, how much we should add minimum? Minimum we should add the phi dot. Minimum we should add phi dot. Okay? But if you want to display as 89.0%, already we have written phi dot. Now how much extra I'm using now? Already we have 5. Now this is 6. This is 7. But how many out of 7? How many decimals that we have?
1 decimal.
1.
Now we should have percent 7.1.
1.
But if I want to have 89.00%, since by default we should have by minimum we should have 5. Now how much extra I want to have? 6, 7, 8. Now what is the format I should write now? I should write a percent 8 dot how many decimals? 2 decimals. So you should have percent 8.2. Understand this one? Clear everybody?
Sir, once again.
Do you know when we have a marks like this one, what was the information I should use? Since we have a percentage symbol, you should write a percent information. Okay. What was the width that we have here? Can you see? Can you please count the width? 1, 2, 3. 3 dot. You should write a percent 3 dot. When I write a percentage 3 dot, how this 88% is saving in SAS in the backend? 0.8. It will divide by 100. 18% will be get divided by 100. So 89 divided by 100 is equal to 0.89. That is how it is going to store the data in the PDV in the backend. But again, I can't understand what it is percentage. Again, I want to display it as a percentage. Again, I want to display it as an 89%. If you want to display, by the way, to get 89% is 0.89, what was the information I used? Tell me one more time. I used
Percent
3 dot.
3 dot.
Now again, I want to have in this way. If you want to have in the same way, tell me generally what I should write. I should write only percent 3 dot, right? Just imagine, I'm writing, just imagine, since I want to have in this way, I will write percent 3 dot. We'll check what is going to happen. So if you want to apply format, what is the statement I should write? Format. For which variable? marks variable.
Marks,
I am writing
Percent
oh,
3 dots semicolon.
before that I'm deleting these data sets and executing the program. Now we have a DS2. Now can you see I'm not getting the data? So as I said, minimum how much you should write? 5
5.
dots.
5.
Even though you require only 3 length, width 3, minimum you should have 5 dot. Now I'm writing 5 dot. Now I'm selecting the program, executing it. Now can you see we got the data and 0.89 again it is displaying as 89%. But even though you do not have a zeros, but if you want to have 89.00, already we have given percent 5 dot. Now extra how much I want to have now?
3.
6,
8.8.
7, 8.
8.
Total width is going to be 8 now. And out of 8, how many decimals we have?
2.
2 decimals. Now, if I specify 8.2, 89 is 0.89 is going to get displayed as an 89.00%. Clear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Renuka, did you get this one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, now this is my data. I want to create a data set. Now I'm writing data set name DS3. I'm writing input, ID, name, dollar symbol, age, sex, dollar symbol. Then I'm writing the salary. I'm writing the data lines. And by the way, I will tell you what I want to do. I want to display my ID like this one. And I want to display my salary like this one. This is how the sponsor is going to tell you in the real time. Sorry. He's going to tell each digit as a 1x. So this is how he wants to have ID. This is how we want to have a salary. Tell me what is the format I should write. To apply the format, I'm writing a format statement. For ID variable, he wants to have a total digits 4. But how we have in the ID value in the SAS now?
0,
0.
Back end SAS ఎలా సేవ్ చేసుకుంటుందండి ID numbers?
1.
1,
2, 3.
Answer.
1.
Like that, right? But I want to have in this much of width. That means I want to have like this one.
0, 4.
So what is the format I should write?
0, 4 dot.
G4.
Zero? Do we have zero?
Z4 dot.
Z4 dot.
One second. Sorry. So I'm writing Z4 dot. But tell me, if you want to have a salary in this way, if you want to display in this way, what is the format I should write?
$10.2.
Dollar
10.2.
Mummy,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So $10.2.
2.
So this is how they're going to tell you in mock shell. This is how they're going to tell you in the specification. Based on that, we need to decide what format you should apply. Okay. Now see, if I select the program, execute the program, we have a DS3 data set. Now can you see, now ID number is padding with 3 zeros because I want to have a total width 4. And now can you see how we are getting the salary values? We are getting dollar symbol, comma symbol, and 2 decimals. But that is okay. Can you see how we have the age values? We have age values 23, 32, 31, 21, 35, right? But now I want to display the age values in Roman letters. Okay, I want to display the Roman letters. Do you know what you mean by Roman letters? If you want to have a Roman letters, now for age variable, I'm writing age Roman dot. Roman letters lo one ఎలా display అవుతుందండి? How that one is going to display? I, right?
I, sir.
Then how the 5 will be get displayed as an A?
V.
V. And the 10?
X.
X. And the 50?
L.
Is it L?
L.
L, right? And
Capital
100?
C.
C.
So in that way, I want.
Capital C.
Now tell me, yeah, how this 23 will be displayed now? 23 will be displayed as an A, double X, triple X, isn't it? And what about the 32? Double X, sorry, triple X,
Triple X.
triple X, double X.
X, sir.
Now I want to display in that way. If you want to have in that way, what is the format I should write now? Roman dot. Now select the program, execute the program. We have a DS3 data set. Now can you see how we have the age values now? We have the Roman letters. So if you want to display the numerical data in Roman format, what is the format I should write now? Roman dot. So these are the numerical formats that we have. Tell me what are the numerical formats we have seen? We have seen comma W dot D, and we have seen dollar W. We have seen W dot, and then we have seen percent W dot D, and we have seen
Roman dot.
and we also seen width dot decimal also, isn't it? If you do not want to have a comma symbol or a dollar symbol, simply if you want to have only numerical and decimals, we have seen W dot D also. Clear, everybody? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
These are the numerical formats that we have. But this percent ZW, Roman dot, and W dot D, you don't require as an informats. We require only as a formats. Okay. Once you're done with as a numerical formats, the next that we are going to have is date formats. Now, this is my data. I want to create a data set. Now I'm writing data DS1, data DS1. I'm writing the input, ID, name, character variable dollar symbol, age, sex, character variable dollar symbol, then salary. I want to have a date of birth, date of joining. Can somebody tell me what is the informate I should use for date of birth? What is the informate I should write for the date of joining? Anybody?
Date.
Date.
Date 9 dot.
Date 9 dot. What about the date of joining?
DDMM
DDMMYY.
10 dot.
10 dot.
By the way, where we can write the informate?
After
Either in
After input statement. Separate.
Either in the input statement of the variable name, or you can write a separate information statement. For this example, I want to write directly in the input statement. Okay. Now, if you want to write directly in the input statement, so of the DOB, tell me what is the information you want me to write. You ask me to write.
Date.
DOJ.
For the date of joining, DD, MM, Very good. Now I'm selecting the program, execute the program. We are going to have a DS1 data set, but unfortunately, I'm not getting the data in the DOJ. It is not wrong. It is not any mistake with our informator. Sometimes when we have in-stream data like this one, there is a chance of having alignment issues. Now to rectify that alignment issues, you have to mention colon symbol.
Semicolon.
Not semicolon, colon.
Colon.
Okay, now see, we are getting the data. But now, if our data contains date like this one, anybody can understand what date it is? Nobody can understand.
Number of
Labs.
Very good. Those are elapsed number of days.
days.
So we can't understand what date it is. Now what we need to do, again, we need to display it as a date. Then only we can understand. So to display it again as in a date, we have to apply a format. Okay. So we use a date in format to read the data into SAS as elapsed number of days. Now I want to display again elapsed number of days as a date value into data set. So what I should apply now? I should use a date format. Now how we can define date format? It writes elapsed number of days into output data set as date value, human readable date value. Now tell me how we want to read the data, how we want to display the date again. If you want to display the date again in the same way, 10th February 1983, now we should apply a format. Now if you want to apply the format, what is the statement you should write? Always you should write a format statement. For which variable? Date of birth. I want to see again in the same way, now I'm writing a date 9 format. So that means what you can understand, the same information can also work as a format, but you should write two separate. Information is separate, format is separate. Now I want to display data joining also date 9 format only. So data joining also, I want to read the date 9 format. Now I'm writing the date 9. So once we have the data as elapsed numbers that in our data set, you can write any format. You no need it the same, whatever the information that you used, you no need it the same thing. Once you have a elapsed number of days with you, okay, you can use any format. So because the format is a temporary display, okay, now see, if I select the program, execute the program, we are going to have a DS1 data set. Now can you see both date of birth and data joining, how it is displaying? It is displaying in date 9 format.
9
And of course, if you want to have the same format for both the variables, you only write 2 times. Write both the variables first, then you can write the date. The same date 9 will work in the same way for both the variables. Understand? అంటే ఒకసారి మీ డేటాలో కనుక elapsed number of days కింద వచ్చేసింది అనుకోండి in the back end, if you have elapsed number of days in our back end, so you can apply whatever the format you want, whatever the style you want to have. For the style, you can apply the required format. Clear, everybody?
Sir, if forward
Now tell me, for the date of birth, I'm writing date 7 dot. Now, how the date of birth will be get displayed? If it is the first value.
83.
10 February 83. Then how does the date of joining will be get displayed? It is going to display as an 12 Jan 2011.
2011.
Date 9 dot. Now see, if I select the program, execute the program, now the date of birth is going to be date 7 format, but the date of joining is date 9 format. Understand this one?
Sir, if we mention DDMM YY 10 dot, then a forward slash cross there, sir, date of joining.
Yes. Now see, since you asked me that one, now I'm writing a format statement for the date of birth and date of joining, but I want to have the same format, which is DD, MM, YY, dot. Now how this is going to be get displayed now? We are going to have a 10 forward slash 02 forward slash 1983.
1983.
And that one 12 forward slash 01 forward slash again 2011. That is how it is going to get displayed. Can you see this one?
Yes.
But if you want to have the same format, now this is how we are going. Now tell me, here I'm writing DD, MM, YY 8 dot. Now how the date of birth will be get displayed?
Year will get 83.
Only 2 digits here.
Only 2 days.
Understand? So that means what you can understand, all the date information can also work as in a date formats except one thing, which is any DT, DTE dot. Understand? This any DT, DT dot works as only in format. It cannot work as a format. But all the other information will also work as a format. Now, I'm taking today's date as an example. Tell me what is the format I should use to display in that way. What is today's date? 26th December 2022, right? Now, I want to have a 26th December 2022. Now, what is the format I should write? If you want to display today's date like this one, what is the format you should write?
Date 9 dot.
9 dot.
9 dot.
If you want to display 26th DAC 22, what is the format I should write?
Date 7 dot.
87 dot. Very good. Now, if you want to display 26/12/2012, 2022, what is the format I should write?
DDMMYY dot.
Okay. Now I want to display 26/12/2022. By default, we are going to have a // Okay. If you want to have an hyphen symbol, you should write DDMMYY D10 dot. D stands for dash. No, Mari, put // particularly if you want to mention the slash, what I should write now? I should write S10 dot. Now see, I'm going back over here. I'm writing DDMMYY S10 dot. And here I'm writing DDMMYY D10 dot. Now tell me how date of birth will be displayed with the first value?
Hyphen.
10 hyphen.
10/02.
No, D. 10 hyphen 02 hyphen 1983. And then how this is going to be displayed in the same way. 12//. So S stands for slash. Now select the program, execute the program. Now in the data set, can you see in the date of birth we have hyphen symbol. In the date of joining, we have a /. మీరు ఏంటో రాయలేదనుకోండి, if you do not write this one S or D, by default what you will get? Slash.
Sorry, if I want colon in the date.
If you want to have a colon symbol, say for example, you want to have a 12/2022. Now we should DD MMYY C10 dot. But I want to have like this one 26/12/2022. That means I do not require any special characters. Then what we should do? Now, if you do not require any special characters, now DD MMYY N means null. No. But when you do not have any special characters, what is the length we require?
8.
N8 dot. N8 dot. Now see, here I'm writing C10 dot, and here I'm writing N8 dot. Okay. Now see, this is how we are going to get it. When I'm writing the C, I got the colon symbol. When I write the N8 dot without any special character, without any space, it is reading the date. It is displaying the date DDMMYY 8 N8 dot format. Understand this one? Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. First the year, month, date format రాయొచ్చా?
Now we'll see that one. Now, if I had the same data like this one, sorry. If I want to have in this way, you only tell me what should I do. I want to have in this way, this one, and this one. What should I write?
With one.
DDMMYY S8 dot. DDMMYY C8 dot. DDMMYY C 8 dot. And then DDMMYY N
6.
very good. N6 dot. Now I want to display today's date 2022/12/26. Tell me what the format I should write.
Ten dot.
మీకు పర్టికులర్ గా స్లాష్ కావాలని చెప్పాలనుకోండి ఇప్పుడు వాట్ ఐ షుడ్ రైట్ నౌ ఎస్ now if I want to have a 2022 iPhone 12 iPhone 26 then what we should do we should write okay if I want to have a 2022 colon 12 colon 26 you know what you should write you should write okay but if I want to have a 2022 12 26 I want to have the same values but I want to have in this way. Tell me what should I do now?
8.8.
YYMMS 8 dot D 8 dot and C 8 dot N
6 dot.
But again, the same data I want to have like this one 26 hyphen DEC hyphen 2022. You know what you should write? You should write date element dot. Okay. Now, I told you all the information can also work as in a format, but we have two extra formats. Now, those are word date 20 dot. We have one more thing which is called week date 30 dot. You know, generally word date 20 dot, how we are going to have, what is today's 26, right? We are going to have 26 December, comma 2020. This is how it is going to display in word date. But we are going to have, you know, what is today's special to Monday, right? Now we are going to have Monday 26th December 2022. If you want to have in this way, what is the format I should write? Week date 30 dot. If you want to have in this way, what is the format you should write?
Word date.
Word date 20 dot.
See, I am writing now format statement. First variable is date of birth. I am writing word date 20 dot. And for the date of joining, I am writing week date 30 dot. Now this is how it is going to get displayed. Can you see? This is date of birth. We have month value, then day, comma, year. And this is how we are going to get I did a small mistake.
After date.
We are going to get December 26 here. This is how we are going to get it.
Monday.
Okay. This is how we are going to get it, isn't it? This is how we should get it. And this is called word date 20 dot. And this is week date 30 dot. These two work as only as a formats, not as an informant. Clear, everybody?
So 20 and 30, what it is?
The width. It is the width.
Sir, what show the result?
Pardon? Result. Okay. Any doubt, anybody? Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. We'll continue
Yes,
the
sir.
next things, remaining things in tomorrow's class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, then.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See you in tomorrow's class. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.